Estate Divas. I'm Kristin Gerst with Capricorn Mortgage Investments, and I am here with the fabulous Jer'Leigh Thompson of
Texel Real Estate and Real Estate Reformation. Thanks for joining us today. We are happy to be back and recording. We took a little hiatus, but we're back and I'm going to be bringing tons of value.
Yes.
Tons of value, tons of information about all different things. But today we're talking about the new tax bill that was just passed, which is...
if you're in Texas, and I hear from investors all over the nation, and they said, yeah, Texas is great. I love it. It's landlord friendly. It's investor friendly. But
property
taxes are insane.
Killers. Yeah, property taxes are killers, and that's one of the things I have this debate all the time of, well, we don't have any income tax for the state of Texas. So tons of people move here from other states that do. However, they're not used to paying the property tax that we levy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has been high, and with everybody's property values rising so dramatically here in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's forced several people out of their homes. A lot of people out of their homes, and elderly, even with their exemptions, it's still difficult. But this new tax bill, I think, is really going to help quite a few people. And we are talking about effective 2023. So,
all right. So our tax rate is not changing, but what is changing?
So basically, what's changing is they are going to basically discount your property by $100,000. So $100,000 across the board. If your value of your home is $300,000, they're going to say, no, we're going to tax it as if it's worth $200,000.
All right. How beneficial is this going to be? Will appraisal districts be able to augment properties then, knowing that they're not going to be able to tax them at that highest rate?
I mean, I think that's kind of part of the reason why they made it a flat number instead of, like you were talking, like, the percentage, because that would take a lot more of adjustment. But just being able to go, okay, this is a flat number and it's a really round number, and so that makes the math super easy. The biggest thing is it's amazing to me that so many people out there do not do homestead taxes. You and I did a whole show. Every spring we do a show on fighting your property taxes. Yeah, fighting your property taxes. And this is part of it, right? And so part of it is making sure that you're doing those homestead taxes, because that gives you so much benefit. But even if you don't do a homestead tax, we're talking about it'll be $100,000. So,
all right. So what about, and I'm just going to throw this out there. This past year, I bought a house for $90,000.
Oh, so there's not even $100,000 to take off of it.
This is correct. It's in Dallas. I completely rehabbed that, and then I sold it owner finance. But I sold it off market, so it was not on MLS.
Okay.
So appraisers, really nobody knows it's a $90,000 house because I bought it off at MLS at $90,000.
But you bought it. It is not what. Let's say that there's if they're doing the comps and everything like that. If they're doing the comps and they're looking at that property, well then, I mean, surely that property definitely would sell for more than $90,000 at market value.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It sold for $250.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're talking about.
It will, but it's at $90,000 right now, and if it's homesteaded at $90,000, they can only raise it 10% every year, right?
So they can only raise it 10% every. That's already effective. Is they're only supposed to be raising your property taxes 10% every year on your homestead. That does not include investment properties, but 10% a year is supposed to be the maximum.
All right, and so if it goes up to $99,000, it's still way below that, and then the following year would only be at $109,000. Or $108,000, somewhere around there.
So I don't know. That's that right there. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a tax expert. All I know is that probably the way things are currently, people are going to end up saving anywhere from $750 to $1,500 on average a year on property taxes, which is huge.
Huge.
That's a big deal.
At $1,500 a year, that's over $100 a month.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I mean, we know that with the property rise, the property market value is going up substantially over the last 3 years. They were already on a rise prior to those 3 years, right? So it's been an ongoing cycle that we've been dealing with, and people who had bought that $90,000 house and now they're like, how is my house worth $300,000? I can't afford it anymore, especially with these taxes, because now my payment keeps going up, and because they've got to put that money in escrow, and, I mean, that's not the house they qualified for. And as you and I know, they also probably didn't dispute their taxes.
Ever.
Yeah, I mean, I know so many people, hell, I know so many investors that don't dispute their property taxes, which I think is pretty insane.
I completely agree with you, especially seeing, I mean, you and I know just from people writing into us saying, I saved thousands of dollars across the board.
Well, I was just talking to Casey and Nick. Y'all don't know Casey and Nick, but they're investor friends of ours. And Casey said she went to the Dallas Appraisal District, and they had been disputing one by one all of these properties for years, and then finally made some friends at the appraisal district, and they were like, just send us everything bulk. Just send us the bulk, and we'll take a look at it. And she goes, it's substantially, saved them money substantially. And a lot of those things, because Nick owns so many properties, he doesn't look at them all the time. It's saved them a ton of money. Yeah. So, anyway,
go get your homestead exemption.
That right now, that is important. You want to go right now. Maybe it's late in the day. Go tomorrow. Go to your tax office, your local tax office, tax appraisal office, and file your homestead tax. It is really super simple to do. If you've owned your house for at least, obviously if you just bought it, you won't be able to file homestead for at least 3 more months. But anyway,
it's until next year. But
it's definitely something you need to take care of, and then all of us can breathe easy, knowing we're going to have a little bit of a tax break.
A little bit of a tax break. It'll be better.
It'll be better. Anything helps.
You still want to have all of the out of state investors who are going, I can't believe I'm paying this much property taxes on property, on investment property.
But it's helpful.
It's a start. So.
Yeah. So that's our tip. That's a little advice today. We want y'all to go out there, save some money, and we'll be doing another show on how to fight your taxes, even though we're getting a discount here in a couple of months. So stay tuned to that, or go back and look at some of our others.
I'm Kristin Gerst with Capricorn Mortgage Investments. Send me your owner finance note, mortgage notes to buy. I'm buying every day, looking for them.
And I'm Jer'Leigh Thompson with Texel Real Estate and Real Estate Reformation, and I'm looking for agents and properties, so bring them my way. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and please like, follow, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you so much, and have a great day.